this video, guys, we are going to build an Instagram clone using ReactJS. So basically, we are going to build just the main page, the main interface of the Instagram using JavaScript programming language, Node.js, and ReactJS. So this is going to be a little long tutorial because we are going to go step by step on building this using ReactJS. And in this video, you are going to learn about ReactJS, the main basics on how to build a simple website, a simple interface, or a simple front end of the website. ReactJS is very popular and I really recommend you to learn it right now with this video. As I said before, in this video we are going to build on the basics, so I'll show you what we are going to build right now. But in the next videos we are also going to add more functions like login or creating a new post or following someone or liking a post or something. Let's get started with this video and I will show you what we are going to build today. So here is the final version of what we are going to build today, and here is just the Instagram interface. And as you can see, it's very simple. We have just this menu. Here is a sidebar menu. We have the links, home, search, all the other links, and we have the main timeline where are the posts, and each of them is just a component on React. So we are going to build a component for navbar, a component for the main timeline, and also a component for suggestions. And as you can see, here are just some dummy usernames that I put just to show you. We have the links and the buttons like comment and share. So today I'll show you how to build this. It's going to take you some time, but it's going to be very fun and you'll learn a lot about ReactJS. So let's get started right now. The first thing is to install Node.js. So make sure to install Node.js in your computer. So go to Google and search for download Node.js. So make sure to download the latest version or the current LTS version, which I really recommend you to download. Install for your operating system and you're good. Then the next thing is to check if you have successfully installed it. So just open terminal or command line in your computer. And here is my terminal. And here just type node-v to check the version. And if it shows you the version like this, you are okay and you can continue. Also check for npm-v because we need also npm, which is a package installer that we can install different packages with it. And also we are going to use yarn, which is also a package installer, but is a little better and faster than npm. So it's better to use yarn. And to install yarn, what you have to do is just to type npm-i yarn-g to install it globally. But first you have to type sudo before this command because we are installing something globally. So just type sudo and press enter, put your password, and this is going to install yarn. And then we can use yarn to install different packages for our project. So let's get started with this video without losing time. First, we are going to just install and create a template of the ReactJS. Then we are going to build all the components for everything. So let's get started with this. And to create a new project on React, what you have to do here on terminal, you can first go to the location you want to save your project. And I'll do this on desktop for now. So I'll go cd desktop, and here I am in desktop. And then we have just to type npx create -react -app, and then put a name for your project. And for now, just type Instagram -clone and press enter. This is going to install everything we need. Is going to set up a project for us, a ready project that we can use it, and then we are going to build the code for that. So during this time that is setting up our project, you can go ahead and install a text editor or code editor. I like to use a VS Code, so just type a VS Code on Google if you haven't downloaded it, and then you can download for your computer. It's very easy to use and it has a lot of extensions for you. So I'm going to open VS Code right now. So just go ahead and open VS Code, and here is VS Code, and I will make a little large so you can easily see. And now here, first you have to install some extensions on VS Code to make the process of coding easier. So just go ahead to extensions tab here and make sure to install ES7. And this is ES7 is a extension for React and the JavaScript code, and you have ES7 plus or whatever, just go ahead and install ES7 Plus like I have here. It's also for Redux and for React, which are some other frameworks. So I really recommend you to install this. And also make sure to install Prettier, which is an extension for, this is the Prettier, is extension for formatting your code. So if you have like different spaces and is not appropriate code or is not easily understandable, you can just install this, and every time you save your code is going to format it for you. So it's a really nice framework. So after installing these, we are going to open the project here, but let's check if it's finished. So the setup is finished, and if it shows you happy hacking, you are good to go. And now we can go ahead and open our project on VS Code. If you have VS Code installed, you can just type first cd inside the project. So cd Instagram -clone, and then we are inside the project. And if we type ls, we have all the files and packages here, and we can, if you have VS Code installed, you can just type code dot, press enter, and then it's going to open it directly on VS Code. Otherwise, what you can do is just to click on File, Open Folder, and go to Desktop where we created the project, and click on Instagram Clone and click on Open. This is going to open the project for you. So here we have VS Code and our project. I hope you can see with this size of the screen or this font size. And to start this project, what you have to do, we are going to open terminal now, but I'll close the old terminal that I have here, and I will open terminal inside VS Code. To open terminal inside, just type new and go to terminal, and then here is terminal. And to start the project, or to start the server for our ReactJS, just type yarn start or npm start, but in this case I'm using yarn because it's a better package manager than npm. So just press enter, and this is going to start the project. And if you see this, just type y, and this will start the server and open it on the browser. And if you see this logo spinning and this edit source app.js to save and reload, you are good to go, and you have everything set it up perfectly. So now let's start with coding, and go back to the code, to the VS Code, and here first we have to delete some files that we don't need. I'm going to put the code in one side and also put the browser in the right side so we can easily understand. So let me set up real quick, and here here's the browser, and we have the code on this side. So we can minimize this, and we are good to go. So first you have to remove some of the files here, and the first file is app.test.js. Just remove it, move to trash. And the other is logo, remove this, and also setup tests, remove. Now you're going to see an error here in the code because it's not finding logo, because we just deleted it. And to fix it, just go to app.js and remove the first line, import logo. And then the other is just header, remove all this header because we don't need it. And save it with Ctrl+S, and it's going to show empty project and white. So the other thing is to delete some style sheet here on the app.css because we don't need these also. So just select all and delete it. We are going to add our style sheets. So go to app.js, and also I also like to use BEM naming, which is a technique of naming classes with double underscores. And this is going to help you a lot, and but I will explain more during the process of coding. BEM naming is just like you name the classes with a specific tag name, and then you put 2 underscores for every different class or every different part of the div or the page. So you'll understand better while I'm coding. So let's get started, and I'm going to name this class just app. And inside the app, we are going to have different components. But we'll create the components now, and I like to manage the components inside the folders. So we are going to create some folders. First, create a folder for navigation. So we have the navigation. And then we have the timeline, new folder, timeline. And also we have the suggestion. So create a new folder for suggestions. Here I have the 3 folders, and inside them we are going to add components. So let's get started first. I'll go to Instagram.com and show you what we are going to build. So if I go to Instagram.com, the main page, so here is Instagram, and the main page you'll see is we have the navigation on the left side, we have the timeline with posts, the main part of the page, and then we have the suggestions part. So first we are going to build this navigation, and then we are going to build this and also the suggestions. First we are going to manage the app inside and put just a main component on it. So let's create just homepage component for now, and in the source just right click, new file, and type homepage with capital H.js. And also we are going to create another file for the CSS. So new file, homepage.css. And inside the homepage.js, if you have installed the extension that I told you before, which is the ES7 plus, you can just type RFCE, which means we are going to create a component, a React component with function, and is going to set up the code for us. So just type RFCE and press enter, and then it's going to build this code for us. Or otherwise you can just type this code by yourself. And here is the component of the homepage, and I can just type a class name here. And on React we put classes with a class name, and then just type homepage. And inside this homepage we are going to have 2 things, which is the timeline, which will contain the suggestions and the posts, and also we are going to have the nav bar. So just type inside the homepage we are going to create a div. To quickly create a div here on VS Code, just type dot and put the name of the class name that you want, and just type homepage, a double underscore, and we are going to name it nav. And then this is going to be the nav bar part, and also we have the timeline, so div homepage, double underscore timeline. So here we'll put nav bar, and here we'll put the timeline. And let's create the nav bar and timeline components. So first let's go to navigation folder and double click new file, and then we'll just type nav, side nav. I'll call it side nav because it is in the side.js. Then create a new file again for side nav.css. This is a style sheet for this. And now in the sidenav.js, just type again RFCE, enter, and this will create the component. And also we are going to import the CSS style sheet. So to import the CSS, just type import, and in quotes just type ./sidenav.css. And here we imported the style sheet too. And also let's go to a timeline and create a new file, timeline with capital T .js, and also new file timeline.css for the style sheet. And we'll do the same thing, RFCE, enter, and we'll import the style sheet, timeline.css. Okay, we have the timeline and the nav and the side nav component. Now we are going to put these on the homepage.js. And also I forget to import the homepage.css here, so import ./homepage.css. So we have the style sheet too. And then here inside this homepage nav, we are going to import the component. But first let's import it on top. So import side nav from dot, in the quotes you have to put ./navigation because we are inside the navigation folder, and also the side nav. This is how you can import components on React. And also we are going to import the timeline. So here is the timeline too. And now we are going to use this component. To use it, just type side nav / and close it. And we put the side nav here. And also we want to put the timeline here, timeline. Okay, so we save it and we have the home page and also the components for these. It looks a little bit complicated now, but I promise it's going to be more understandable when we code it. But for now, we just put some code that we need first, and then we're gonna see the results. So let's start the server for this. We have already started it, but if we go to React here is the React local server, and we can see it's nothing here, and it is nothing because we haven't input the homepage component inside app. So here is the main, everything that is inside the app is going to show in our homepage. So let's go and import the homepage here. Import homepage, and we have homepage, and inside it just put the homepage component. So homepage, and here we have it. And now if I go, you can see the side nav and timeline, because there are two things that we have here. So let's go to app.css, and let's make the color of the Instagram like dark, like we have on real Instagram. So to do that, just type HTML, because we want all the HTML to make the background color is going to be black. So black. And also we want the color to be white, because we mean text color is going to be white. Save this, and if we go to React, you'll see we have side nav and timeline. Okay, so now what we are going to do is to put, so we need the timeline and side nav to be in different places. The side nav is going to take about 20% of the page, and the timeline is going to take the other 80% of the page, like we have here on Instagram.com. So here is 20% and other is 80%. And to do this, we are going to use flags box and in the style sheet. And what you have to do is just to go to homepage, the CSS, because here we are going to manage this thing. And here, if you see in homepage.js, we have two classes, homepage, timeline, and homepage navbar. We are going to make 80% and 20% for these. So let's go to timeline.css to homepage.css, sorry. And here just type homepage, which is the main class name, and is going to be display flags. And also we'll show you here, so like this. So it's going to be display flags, and also we have flags direction to be row, because we want this to be on row and not in columns like we have here. So if we save this, it's going to show us on row. Now we want this to be 20% is going to be the side nav, and the other is going to be 80%. And to do that, just type the homepage.homepage _ and nav. So nav is going to take 20%. So position is going to be so flex, just type flex, and it's going to be 0.2, which means it's 20%. And also homepage timeline is going to have a flex of 0.8. So it means 80%. And if we save it, you'll see that it moved, and we have 20% here and 80% for the timeline. Okay, so this is how we are going to do that. And now inside timeline, also I want to put the suggestions. If you go to timeline.js, we have here is timeline. We'll put the timeline and suggestions. But also I did create a folder here, but I'm going to remove it because I don't want actually to be suggestions in a separate folder. So I'll remove it, delete this too. And here we are going to create a suggestion component. So just right click, new file, and type suggestions.js, and also a new CSS suggestions and go to suggestions.js, type rfce, enter, then import the CSS file /suggestions.css, and here we have the component for suggestions, and I'm going to import it inside timeline. So for now, here on this div, I'll type class name timeline, and inside this timeline we are going to have it's going to be timeline, and also actually I'm going to separate this page on two parts: timeline left and timeline right. So like we have here on Instagram, so here is timeline, we have the left side and the right side. So let's do this inside just type dot timeline left and also timeline right dot timeline right, enter. And here we are going to have in the right side we are going to have the suggestions, and here we are going to have timeline. So just type timeline here for now, and here I'm going to import the suggestions component. So an easy way to do that on VS Code, just type here suggestions, and you are going to see this option here. Just press enter, and this is going to automatically import it on top, and also you can close it. So it's going to automatically import for you. It's very easy. So save this file, and if we go to React, we are going to have timeline and suggestions. So timeline here is going to take again a different part, is going to be separated on different parts. So one is for the posts and the other is for suggestions. So we are going to do this on timeline.css. So let's go to timeline.css, and we are going to have like 70% is going to be for the posts and 30% for the suggestions page. So first we have to type timeline because it's a class name, and it's going to be display flex because we want to use flexbox, and also flex direction. Flex direction is going to be row because we want them on row, not in column. So now just type timeline __ left. We want left side to be flex 70%, which is 0.7, and also the right side to be flex 30%, 0.3. Save it, and now we got it all done. So as you can see here, we built just the main function here, the main structure, which is going to have sidebar here, timeline, and suggestions. So let's get started now by building the side nav, put the icons, put the links and everything. And then we are going to build the timeline and put the post component on each of them, and then the suggestion page. So let's get started with this. So let's go to close this folder timeline because we want to build the side nav first. So here just put a class name side nav, and inside this side nav we are going to have a couple of things. First, if you go to instagram.com, you'll see the side nav here is going to have this Instagram icon here. And you can go ahead and search on Google for this icon. I already have a link for it, so you can just go ahead and search it on Google, or you can copy and paste my link. So first, just type, we are going to put an image. So image class and source is going to be this link. Here is the long link, you can copy it if you want, or you can just go to Google and search for that. And I'll put a class name for this side nav logo. So class name is going to have side nav _ logo. So here we have the logo, and we save it. It's going to show you a big logo here because it's really big and we haven't styled it yet, but we'll fix this on a moment. So the next thing is going to have below the image of the logo, we are going to have some buttons. So Just type, we're going to create a new div with a class name side nav on buttons. And inside this div, we are going to have one button. So again, side nav, a new div for side nav _ button. So it's going to be one button. And here we have it. So inside we are going to create a button, and one button is going to have an icon and the title. So here is going to be an icon that we'll install. To put the icons, we'll install a package or a framework that is called MUI, or Material UI icons, that we'll use, and it's going to be very easy. You can just import the icons on top and then use them. And also we are going to put the title for this icon. So let's get started. And here we have the icon, and here just to put a span tag for the title of the, for example, home. This is going to be home. And first let's copy. I'm going to copy this multiple times because we have multiple buttons. But first I will show you how to use the icons. Or maybe let's just first style this big logo here. So save this and go to sidenav.css. I'll close these others. So sidenav.css, and for the side nav we will have position fixed first. So side nav, and position is going to be fixed because and it is going to be fixed because if you go to Instagram.com and you move, if you see when we scroll, the nav bar is never going to move, so it's going to be fixed on the left side. So the position is fixed. And also another thing is the display is going to be flex, and also we have a flex direction. Flex direction is going to be column this time, not row, because we want the buttons to be on column. And also justify content. Justify content is going to be something that will put space between each icon or each part of the nav bar. So it's going to be space between. So we want space between each part. And also z index, which is something that is an attribute that puts the nav bar, or it's not going to be hidden, it's going to be on top of other components or other parts. So we want to be this one. So z index is 1. So now let's style this big logo that we have here, and I'll just type side nav _logo, and for this logo is going to be width 120 px, and if we save it, you'll see it's a little small now. And also we will add some margin is going to be 25 px. And here we have the logo, the Instagram logo. Now we are going to have some icons and some other things. So let's go ahead and install Material UI icons. And to do that, just go to Google and search for MUI icons. So here is Material UI icons. And to install it, to use these, here we have all the icons, and we can just search for an icon. For example, home, and we'll have the icon. We'll use this one. And to install, first we need to install this, and to do that we're just going to install all of these. Just copy them. Just copy the frameworks like MUI icons, material, and emotion, and all of them. Just copy, and then go to VS Code, and here on terminal we are going to click on the plus button to create a new terminal. So just click on plus, and here we have two. Here is a server, and here we can install anything we want. And to install these packages, just type yarn add and paste the packages and press enter. This is going to install Material UI icons, and then we can use them. So to use an icon, just go to this page and type, like we said, home, and we'll use this one for example, and just click on copy the code. Then go to suggestions in the side nav .js. Here's sidenav.js, and we can import it on top. So we're going to import a home icon, and also I've used some other icons that I'll paste now because I will not search for them one by one, but you can also search for them and put them here. So just I'll copy them and put them here. So we have search icon, explore icon, slide for the slideshow, which is for the reels. We have chat for the messages, and we have a favorite border for the like button and menu icon. So you can just copy it one by one or search for them or put any other icon for as you want. So just search for explore, for example, and just put any of these. Just copy the code and paste it on that. So now we have all the icons and it's still installing. So I'll wait until this is finished. But to use these icons, so for example, we want to use home icon. So it's finished installing, and we can go to the server and minimize this. Okay, so if I want to use home icon, for example, just copy this home icon, and here instead of this you have just to type, like we put a component, because all of these are just components, and we have home icon. And if I save it and go here, as you can see, we have the home icon. So we're going to copy and paste multiple times this side button because we have different buttons. And so I'll just copy this and paste it and modify for each of them. So, okay. The next one is going to be the search and explore. So just type search, and here we'll put the search icon, and the other is explore and explore icon, and we have reels, and for this is a slideshow icon, and we have messages. For messages we have chat icon, chat, and we have another one is notifications. For notifications is called favorite, because it's a hard favorite border icon. So copy this one more time, or maybe yeah we have one for create. So copy this one more time and click on create, type create, and this is going to be the menu icon. No, not menu icon, it's add circle outline. So we have all of these, and if I go and save them, it will show them here. So we are going to style them and make look more beautiful, just like Instagram. But also we have another one, which is the menu icon. So for this, I'm going to create another button. But actually I forgot something here, because these are going to be button tags, but I didn't put button on side. So let's do that. So just type button, and this is the button, and put the icon and the span inside them. So here is the button, and also we are going to show we are going to put a class name for this side nav button. Or if you want to edit them all at the same time, what you can do, just like we have them here, what you can do is just to double click on this div, and then press Ctrl D multiple times, and then go into multiple select. So press Ctrl D until you have the finished one, and then instead of div, we are going to replace it with button. And also class name I put side button, but is going to be, we can multiple select again with Ctrl D and type side nav button. Okay, this is better. So we have all these buttons. As you can see, it is showing us as buttons now. So we are going to style them, but first we will create a part for the more. So it's another more. If you go to Instagram, we have this more here. So we are going to put another icon for the more. And to do that, we are going to create a div below the button, the last button. And now actually after this div is going to be side nav more. So create a new div with side nav double underscore more. And inside here we're going to have a button and the class name. Class name is going to be same. Yeah, it's going to be same. So side nav button. So it's going to have the same class name as the other buttons. And here we are going to have the more the menu icon, which you have imported on top. So menu icon, and also a span more. So I think this is good. Now we have the more here. So now we are going to fix the code and the style for this. And let's go to, yes, everything is good. So let's go to sidenav.css. Here is sidenav.css. And for this, we are going to edit the button style. So .sidenav double underscore buttons first, because we want the first thing is to display them on column, because we don't have them on column, we have them on row. So display flags, and also justify flags direction column. So save them, and here we have on column. And now in every button we're going to add some style, side nav double underscore button. And for this we're going to also add display flags, and flags direction is row. For each button we have row. And something else is align items center. So center is going to align the icon and the home on the center. So if we save it, as you can see, we have on center now. And align items, we have color is going to be white, because we want white color for the text, white. And if you save it, you're going to see nothing because it's all white, but we'll fix it. And we want the background to be 0. We don't want this background, so background 0 is removed. Also, we want border 0, so we don't want that border. And it's, as you can see, we have here. And something else is margin. So we're going to add some margin, and it's going to be 5px for top, 10px for right, and 5px again for bottom, and 10px for left. If you save it, it's looking better now. And also we want to add padding, and padding is going to be almost the same. So just copy this and put padding. Padding is going to be 10px, 15, and 10 and 15 again. Okay, if we save it, it looks a lot more better now. So what else we can do is going to add some border radius. You're not going to see the border radius now, but we'll see it later when we do the hover effect. So we have border radius, and also width is going to be 100% for these. So 100%. Okay, so we finished with side nav buttons, with the about buttons. And now we want some other style for the hover. So when we hover the mouse in each icon. So just put the same class name here. The same class name, paste it. Don't forget a dot. And to do the hover effect, just type a colon and hover. And inside the hover, we are going to have the cursor is going to be cursor is going to be pointer, so it's going to be pointing on it when we hover it. And also we are going to add the background color, and the background color is going to be a transparent gray or black, and I will use RGBA, so RGBA. And for red we are going to have 255, again 255, 255, and also for the transparency is going to be 0.128. This is perfect one. So now if you go here and we hover over them, as you can see, we have a really nice effect for each of them. So this is how it looks. Now, what else we can do is for the span, which is the text, we want to make this bolder and different font size. So to get the span, what you can do is just type side nav button and put this and span. Then on span we are going to make the font size, so we're going to have bigger text. Font size is 18px, and also the font weight is going to be bold or bolder. So we also want to add some margin on left. Margin left, it's 10px. Okay, if we save it, you can see it's a lot better now. So this is how we build the icons. And for the more, also the more is going to have different, is not going to be here, it's going to be in the bottom of the side nav. So to put that on the bottom, just type side nav more, and its position is going to be fixed because it's going to be fixed on bottom, so fixed. And also we want to be in bottom, so just type bottom 3px from the bottom, and here as you can see it's on bottom. So guys, this is how you can build the nav bar. It's going to be very easy, and we have the hover effect on them, and also everything else is good. So I hope you like that because it's really exciting when you do it. But now let's go ahead and build something else, which is the timeline. And we finished with this. We can close side nav and side nav.js. And we have suggestions here on the timeline. We are going to have some posts. So inside timeline, just type dot because we want a div for the posts. So timeline _underscore posts. Here we have posts, and inside here we'll create a component for the posts, and then we'll put the posts here. So first let's go ahead and create component for the post, and we're going to do this inside the timeline folder. So just new folder, posts, and inside this folder create new post component, post.js, and a new post.css. So post.css for the style sheet. Inside post, just type rfce and import the style sheet, import dot post.css. And here is going to be the post. So put a class name, post, and I'll type for now that this is a post. Okay, so we save it, and inside timeline we're going to import it. So just type post, and this is going to press enter, then this is going to automatically import it on top, and just close this component. And here we have the post. If we save it, here is going to show this is a post. So we are going to have multiple of these posts, multiple of them, and it will show you that like this. But first, let's go ahead and create the post. Like, let's put an image, let's put the header and other stuff. So let's go to post.js. First, we're going to have a post header. So post, if you go to instagram.com, like this is a post. We're going to have the post header, which is the username and this avatar here, and this menu icon. And also we have going to have the image and also the footer of the post. Here inside, we're going to have a post double underscore header, and also we want post image and post footer. So dot post image and dot post footer. So we have the footer, header, image. So here inside a header, as I said we want an avatar. So the avatar is this this icon with the profile icon. But to do that, we can use something that is from Material UI, where we put the icons, and you can just import the component and put that import in our code. So it's going to have the avatar component, and the avatar component will get the image. So let's go ahead and import that. So to import it, you can import avatar from Material UI, or you just can type like this, avatar, and press enter, and this will import it automatically. So here is the import. Make sure to type it like this, and we can close it like this, and we'll have like the R, for example. For now, I'll not put images, but I'll put just capital icons for the name. So we have R for me, and it's below the avatar. We are going to have the username. So I will type just my username here, and also we're going to have a dot icon. As you can see, here's a dot like this. We can just copy this dot, the small dot here, and put it here on the code. Here's the dot, and we are going to have the timestamp when is posted. So for now we'll just type. I'll put it inside a span, actually, inside a span, and just type 12 hours. So if I save it, it will show you this. So if it shows you this, you are good. This is the avatar with my R, with a big R on it, and also this is the 12 hours ago and username. So below that, we want, what else we want? We want also the more icon. So if you go to Instagram.com, you see this more icon inside the header. So post header, below the span. Actually, I'm going to put all of this inside a div. So here, just name it post header author. I'm going to name it author. And inside this div, I'll put these avatar, username, and timestamp. So let's copy this and put it here. And below this div, I'll type more icons. So no, I'll just actually put a more icon here. So the more icon is going to be more horizon icon. And to import this more horizon icon, we go on top and type icon, and also it's not actually automatically importing it, so I'm going to type it by myself from @mui/icons -material more horizon, like that. So from this is going to import it, I think. Yeah, it should import it. Let's check it. Okay, yeah, it's imported. This is the more icon. So we have more here, and everything looks good for the header. So what else we can do is to go to the image and put an image here. So it's an image tag, and the source is going to be the image. For now, I'll just grab an image from the internet. So it's image, and if you click on this, right click and copy image address and paste it inside the source and save it. Let's go to React app, and here is going to have, so it's really big right now, but we'll fix this later. So let's also put the footer. So we don't have to put anything else on the image. So let's go to the footer, and inside the footer we are going to have the footer icons, the main icons, the post icons, and also the icon save, this which is the save icon. So we're going to have these three icons and the save icon. So here on the post footer, just type a new div for our post footer icons, like this. And inside that, inside icons, we're going to have main icons, which are this heart, comment, and share. So dot post icons main, and we also, below this div, we want icon save, the post icon save. So this is going to have the div for the save icon. So post icon save. So inside the main icons, we are going to put some icons that we will import it. So the first is favorite border icon. Actually, let me import them first, because sometimes auto import is not going to work well. So on top, make sure to type all of these imports here, write all of them, and then we can use border icon, favorite border icon here. And also we'll put a class name for each of them. So class name is going to be post icon. So class name, post icon. And we'll copy this multiple times. 3 times for, we have the chat bubble outline icon. And also we have the share button, which is a Telegram icon. And inside icon save, we are going to have, an icon which is bookmark border icon. So bookmark border icon is here, and also is going to have the same class name, post icon. So let's save them and go to React app, and here we have the icons. So this save icon is going to be lying on the right and all others on left. Now what else we have inside the footer is going to be liked, or like how many people like this post. So in outside the icons here, border icons, which is this div, we're just going to type liked by 21 people, for example. So here we have the post. For now, we will create a state. We'll put it like this. Let me explain to you. For now, it's going to be only like that. It's not, we are just going to have it copied multiple times. But then we'll create, in a moment, we'll create a state which is going to keep an object with 3 posts or 4 or more that we can collect from databases when in the future. And then we'll get each of line or each attribute for them. Like we'll get the image, we'll get the username, we'll get the other things like how many people liked it, and a lot of more things, the timestamp when is posted, and a lot more. So for now we'll just put it like that. Now I'm going to style it, and then we'll use the component and the state management. So let's get started with this. First we are going to style this. So let's go to post.css, and the first thing is to make this smaller. The post is going to be smaller, so let's type post.post width is going to be 550 px, and this will immediately make it a little bit smaller, but the image is still big, so we're going to fix the image too, and we'll add some margin. The margin is going to be 30 on top, 40 on right, and 50 bottom, and 40 on left. Save it. Good. So here now we are going to fix the post header. Post header. And it's going to be display flags. Display flags. And what else we have? Justify content is going to be space between, because we want space between the author and between this the more icon. So space between, not around, between. Save it, and here we go. We can see that the more icon just moved on the left. And then we want flex direction to be row, and also align items center, and also margin bottom we want 20 or 10px. Actually 10px is good. So here is looking better. Now we have the post author. Let's fix that. Post header author. And for this we are going to add display flags and put them on a row. So display flags, flags direction is going to be row, and we save it. We have them on row. And also we want align items to center. We have center them. And font weight is going to be bolder. So we want this to be bolder. It looks good now. So post header author, okay. So we're going to fix the span, which is the span is actually the timestamp, is this time here. So just type that post header author. So from this class name we want to get the span, and for this it's going to have the color is going to be gray, and also font size we want to make it a little bit smaller from the other text, so it's going to be 15px. If we save it, you can see it's on gray now. And what else we can do is to nothing, like it looks good now. Yep. Maybe we can add some space, but for now let's fix the image. So post image, and we want to get the image tag, and the width is going to be 100%. So now it's going to be 100% as post. So as you can see, it's looking a lot more better. And also we want to add font size, and not font size, border. We want to add some border. Border radius is going to be 6px. And also want to add a border, actual border on it. So it's going to be 0.6px solid. And this is going to be an RGB color, RGBA. So 128, 128, 128, and for the transparency is 0.516. Save it, and let's see. Yeah, we have the border. As you can see here on the image, it's a small border. It's yeah. So it looks a lot better now. But let's fix the footer. Footer dot post footer. Okay, the post footer. Actually, we don't have to add something here, but in the icons, the post footer icons, we can add display flags. And also we want direction is going to be row. So flags direction is going to be row. And if we save it, it's going to show the icons on row. And align items is will be center. We want to center them horizontally. And justify content, this is going to fix everything. So justify content space between, because we want space between the save and the other icons. So now it's fixed. Now the hover is going to be pointer. So when you click over an icon, it's going to be pointing. So post icon and hover. Hover like this, and cursor, pointer. Okay, we save it, and if we are hovering the icon, is going to show the pointing. Okay, so we have fixed some things here, but we can also fix some others. Let me see. Also, we can add some margin if we want in the post icon. Yes, in the post icon, we can add some margin or padding actually. Just add padding 7px. And also let's make them a little bit larger. So font size 30px. Okay, it looks a lot better now. Okay guys, this is how you can build the post component. So we added the suggestions, we added the component, the image, and the header, footer, and everything. So now we are not going to put these dummy data, these images like that, but we are going to get these from the state, as I mentioned before. So we are going to get these data from the state, from the React state, that I will explain you what is that. And also we are going to use these data. So here, let's see. First, let's go to post.js. And to get these datas, actually let's go to timeline.js. Here we are going to create a new state. So state is a variable that contains some data inside that. So to create a state, first we just type const, this is JavaScript, const, and here we just type posts for the variable name, and set post is going to be a function that we can edit the state. We can add more on it, or we can remove from it. So now just type use state, and we have to import it. Just click on this, use state, and this is going to import it here on top. And inside that, we are going to have an object. So this is going to be an object with different datas. So I'm going to write some datas actually, and I'm going to write them for myself. So actually this is going to be square brackets because we want multiple objects inside. And here is an object. And just inside this object, will have user. And user, just type Radian for now. And we have the post image. And the post image, we'll put an image inside. And we have likes. Let's put 12 for now. And also we want timestamp. Let's do 2 days. Okay, so we have an object inside that. Okay, so now we have an object inside this state, and it's containing user, post image, likes, and timestamps. So I'm going to make this multiple times. I'm going to copy it and put it another time and another time, and we'll make different usernames for this, like John Doe, or we'll put it 5712 hours or whatever. Then you can also put some images here. Just go to Google and copy some images and just make these multiple times. But for now, we'll just copy from my project here. I'll just copy these from my project and we'll put them here. So make sure to put them in the same format as this. So username, post image, get some images from the internet, and then likes and timestamp. So if you save it, we have the state of posts with different objects. So now what we're gonna do here, we are going to map or to create a for loop, which is here on React, on JSX, we can do a map function. And then in this map, we can use each part of that map in our component. So let's type this on curly brackets and type posts.map. And here we create a variable post. And then we use this to return a post component. So post component. So we have how many? We have 4 objects on the state, and if we save this, it's going to show us 4 times. Yes, it's 4 times. And then inside this post, we can pass some properties. And to use these properties, we can get these properties and use it in the post.js. So to put some properties, you can just type inside the post, you can type user equal to post.user. We want to get the user from the post. So else we want post image equal to post image. We also want likes equal to post.likes. And another thing is timestamp. So timestamp equal to post.timestamp. Now we save it, and here we have, so it's looping a post with different properties inside, and we are getting these properties from each post here. So we are getting, for each of them, we are getting user, post image, likes, and timestamp, and we are passing it to post.js or in the post component. So now let's go to post.js and use these properties. And to use these properties, what we can do is just to import them first here on the properties inside these brackets. So you can just import props like this, or you can destructure it inside and then just type user, post image, and likes and timestamp. Okay, so we got the variables from the properties, and now we can use them in the post. So here is going to be in the post.js inside the avatar. We want actually here on the user first, we want to get the user. Let's get the user. So to get the user, just we have the variable user, but we just have to pass it inside, and just use curly brackets to use variables and type user. So also we want the timestamp inside curly brackets and type timestamp, and here and we have user, timestamp, and inside this we want the first letter of the user. And to get the first letter of the user name on the React or in JavaScript, what we can do is just to type user.chart@. So user inside curly brackets, just type user.char@. Char@, is going to get the letter on the index we want. So we want index 0. So we want the first letter. It starts from 0. And then we want this to be capital. If you can do it lowercase, but if you want capital, just type dot to uppercase. Uppercase. This is the function to make it uppercase. Save it. And now if we see, we have, yes, it changed. So we have the R and username and 2 days. We have John Doe, and it's changed here. And also we have this one and another one here. Also, you can see that the timeline the timestamp is always same. So we can change it like 1 day, 12 hours, or 30 min, and we save it. It changed. So as you see, we have 30 minutes here. Okay, that's nice. So go back to post.js, and now we have to replace the image. So we have an image here, but we will remove it. Let's remove this image. So we have removed this image, and here remove the quotes and put curly brackets, and inside this just type post image, and this is going to be the image here. So save it, and now the image changed because we have different links. I put for here on timeline.js we have different links, so it changed the image too. So yeah, now we have to change the likes, so it's going to be different likes for each of them. Go to post.js, and here on liked by, remove this 21, put curly brackets and put likes. Save it, and here we have different liked by. Okay, likes are empty. Let's see what's the problem. So we have imported likes here. If you go to post, it's in timeline, we have likes. Okay, so here is like. I name it like, but it should be likes because I put it likes here. So let's save it. Okay, now it changed. We have different numbers for likes too. So everything looks good. It's working perfect for the post. As you can see, guys, it was very easy to build a post component, and now we imported it on the timeline, in the main timeline, and we looped all the posts from the state, and we put different properties, different usernames, different images, and everything is different for all of them. So as you can see, it's very easy, and we finished with this component here, with the timeline, with the posts. And now what we have to do now is just to go to the suggestions part. So we're gonna build something small just to show you that how we can build suggestions, but and we will end the video by that, because in this video is going to be, that's all for this video, but then we'll create more functions for the other videos. So let's get started with the suggestions page. Okay guys, so let's go to our code, and we can close all of these because we don't need them anymore. So remove all of these tabs. And then let's go to timeline. Inside timeline, we have suggestions.js and .css. So let's name this class name. Class name is going to be suggestions. And here we have. So what we can put inside this suggestions. So inside suggestions, first we have, if you go to instagram.com, we have this suggestion for you. I'm not going to put this profile thing because I will do the profile here later on the other videos. But for now, we'll put this title and we'll put some usernames. So it's going to have two parts. Remove the suggestions, and the first thing is going to be, okay, so the first thing is going to be suggestions title. So we want that suggestions. Here we have the div for suggestions title, and inside this div we are just going to type suggestion for you. Just like we have here on the main Instagram. So below that we'll put we'll create a usernames, suggestion usernames. So we have different usernames there. So suggestions usernames, and inside usernames we have one username. So we'll create another div with suggestion username. Okay, so inside suggestion username we'll have two parts actually, because we have here, as you can see on Instagram, we have two parts of this suggestion. We have the left part and the right part. In the left part we have the avatar, username, and this small banner here, and then we have the in the right part we have the follow button. So we have the follow button, and then let's go do that. So the first thing is going to be username left and username info. Username right is going to have username left and follow button. So let's do that. So we have another div with a username left, and also it's going to be a button with a class name button dot class name is going to be a follow button. Yeah, follow button. And inside this follow button, just type follow. And inside the left, we have some another things. So we are going to have in the left side, we are going to have an avatar and also the username infos. So let's put the avatar first. I'll put the avatar inside the span. Span is also going to have span dot the class name is going to be avatar. And inside the span, let's put an avatar like we did before. So avatar. And we'll close this and just type it R for now. And also we want, what else we want? We want another div for a username info. And inside username info, we are going to put a username and the relation. Like here is the relation followed by or followed by someone or new to Instagram, but we'll do this by using span. So span class name is username, and also another span with class name relation. And inside this username, we'll put just my name for now, and relation, I'll just type new to Instagram. So here we go. We have new to Instagram and username. We have also the button, and I'll actually I will copy this multiple times. So suggestion username is gonna be this div. So copy this and paste it multiple times, 4 times. Okay. Then if we go to react.js, we'll see this. We'll fix the code and the style sheet for this just right now. So let's go to suggestions.css. So where's suggestions? Okay, we have here. And first thing is to get the suggestions. So here we'll put some margin top. And we'll put 30px. Suggestions is not actually putting the margin, so let's check the class name suggestion, copy it, it's without. Okay, so now it's fixed. And another thing is margin right, and for right we'll put 20px. Okay, it's good. So what else we can do for the title now? This is the title, suggestions for you. And we get this, the suggestion title. And color is going to be gray. Still is not getting because I haven't named it perfectly. So let's copy the class name, put it here. Okay, so here we have suggestions. Title and font weight is going to be bold. Want this bolder. And what else? Nothing else. So let's go to the left side of the username. So we have the username left. The username left is going to contain avatar and the new to Instagram thing and username. So suggestion left. Actually, let me copy the class name. So we have username left. Yes. Okay, so username left. Username left is going to have display inline because we want them online, and dot username info, which contains the username and the new to Instagram thing, is going to have display flags. And the flags direction is going to be column. We want them on column. So flags direction is column. Save it, and we are good. So next we want the relation, which is new to Instagram text on this place here. Let me make it larger. Okay, here is new to Instagram, which is the relation, and we want it to be relation. We want to be color gray. Okay, so let's put the color gray for it. And other than color, we want the font size to be 12 pixels. Save it, and here we go. We got that. So what else we can do is to suggestion usernames. We want to make them space between. We want them to be on a row. So the follow button is going to be on right side, sorry, and then the other part is going to be on left, and we want space between them. So to do that, just type suggestion username. Wait, let me get the class name here. Suggestion username. So for each of these suggestion, we want the display to be flex and justify content, space between. We want space between them, and as you can see, it fixed a lot of things. So here we have on the left side we have, on the right side we have follow button, left side the other part. So now also let's add some margin here. Margin top 15 px. Okay, so it looks a lot better. Now to fix the button, now let's fix the follow button, because you can see it's really big. So to fix that, just type follow button, and color is going to be this hexadecimal code. So just type this 0095 and F7. Okay, it's going to be this blue. And also we want font weight to be bold, and background is going to be 0. We don't want that gray background, so yep. And also we want border 0. We don't want border 0. And here we go, we got the follow button. So we also have to fix the hover effect, and follow button hover, and when you put the mouse over in it, we have to make the color white because it looks more like Instagram. And also the cursor is going to be pointer. If we save it, here we go. Every time we put the mouse, it's going to be white. Nice. So something else what we can do is to fix the username to make it a little we want that to be a little more bold maybe. So let's type username, font weight, and we'll put like 600. Yep, it's a lot bolder now. And font size is 14 px. Okay, so as you can see, everything is good, but we want this username to be here and not below the avatar. So to fix this, if we go to suggestion, we have suggestion usernames. So for each username, we want the display flags, and flags direction is a row. So let's go display flags direction row. Okay, he's not fixing it. Actually, for this div, the div that is going to it has inside the avatar username and the new to Instagram is username left, but username left, it's here. And also we'll put in display in line. I don't understand. Maybe we have to add display flex. Okay, it fixed it. And we want align items center. Okay, now it's more centered. And in the avatar, we could maybe add some more margin in the avatar. So let's do avatar margin right, like 10px. Nice, it fixed it. So here we go, we got the suggestions. So we got the suggestions username, and actually I'll leave them like this, like dummy usernames like here, because this video is more like the design on how to build this, how to use React on building these, how to build these components. But then in the future, we'll create more like databases, more relation to the users and stuff, and we'll suggest like real users. So we have posts, we have likes, buttons, we have the navigation and the suggestions here on top. I hope you like this video because this is how you can do that. But in the future, as I said before, we'll build a lot more. So here we go. We got everything else here. We got the suggestions, and we can also use state to map through suggestions and usernames, but for now I'm not going to do that because as I said before, we'll build this even better in the future. So make sure I'll put this project in the GitHub so you can get the code and then you can use it for yourself, you can play around with it, and then in the next videos in the future we'll get this code again, and then we'll add more functions on it. And this is how we are going to continue with this video and learning React.js in my YouTube channel. So I hope you like this video. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video. Peace.